Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Weekly Crop. This week we are talking about all things Shape. And when I say Shape, I'm talking about the company, Canadian owned and operated, that's rigging systems and its camera cages and its monitor cages and all this sort of stuff is known globally in the cinema and broadcast market. We're really proud of them, and they dropped off a bunch of really cool stuff for us to see, some brand new products and a little bit of a gear cameo as well. Brand new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K has shown up, and they have given us the cage for it as well. And so I want to take you through this cage. So if you're looking at buying this camera, if you've already bought this camera, I'm going to give you a pretty compelling reason why you want to have this cage with it. The cage, of course, is like all other Shape systems, which is it features their, button press system that allows you for just really quick movements in any sort of articulating position that you want super, super fast. And I've always contended that, time is money on set, and you don't want to have sort of like low grade equipment on set because you're futzing with it. It's always breaking, you're always adjusting, and that's time that takes away from production. So it sounds like, this might be like sort of a gimmick, but it's not, because it allows you to make those quick changes on set. So that's a common Shape system that you're going to see throughout all of their product range. Specific to this camera, however, of course, again, you'd come to expect that they're going to have a nice strap for your right hand and for the grip as well. And then they've got a nice VCT plate on the bottom. So if you're using the VCT system, which if you're a professional cinematographer or videographer, you should be using that. You should be doing away with quick release or Swiss Arca systems because this is the superior system as far as I'm concerned. But here's the big thing in terms of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, where its popularity lies and how this cage addresses it is the fact that you don't need to buy expensive media because it allows you to record out to a solid state drive. And so with the cage, you can also, as an add-on buy, get this little solid state drive holder that will allow you to fit various different solid state drives. And the money you save by shooting onto a solid state drive, I'm willing to guess, versus going with carded media, will almost pay for the cage itself. So if you're looking at getting a cage, this is not only my opinion of like the best cage you can get on the market for this camera, but it kind of will pay for itself. And then when you're on set and using it, people are also going to look at you probably a little bit more respectably because you don't have a rinky-dink system. So there's this guy. We've got a bunch of other cool stuff that I want to show you. One of the great things that Shape has now done, let's see. I know I've mentioned in other videos how clumsy I am. Just a reminder if you forgot, is that they have taken your standard articulating arm or friction arm system, and they have added their push buttons system to it. So you've got a couple things. So if I just show you this piece right here, we've got a little button here that allows for rotation, sort of pan rotation, and then tilt rotation with this button here. So you can, again, make really, really quick. There's no like turn, and then like turn, and then turn back, and then move that, and then turn. It's just like one hand can kind of do it all, and especially if it's weighted. At the other end, very similar, in fact, I think it's almost identical to the solid state drive holder on the Blackmagic rig, is this little cell phone holder right here. So I can actually probably, unfortunately my cell phone is close at hand. It's got a little knob I can loosen, and then presumably, there we go, there we go, fit that in, and then clamp that down. I actually own something similar to this, as I'm sure you all do, and it's just clamps the phone just by friction. And of course, the downside to that is like any sort of sudden movement and the phone shifts or falls out. This obviously won't do that. So you've got the clamp system here. And why I think this is important and why this system is also equally important is we're getting into an era now where a lot of our camera systems, whether it's a mirrorless camera or something as sort of luxurious as the Arri Alexa Mini, for example, are operated completely remotely through mobile devices, whether it's a smartphone or a tablet. And so to be able to mount that mobile device to your camera system basically makes it a lot simpler, a lot nicer, a lot cleaner, and a lot more robust. So I highly encourage you guys to get something like this. And knowing that it, it kind of screws down and holds well, and this is some pretty deep channels here, really allows you to know that your phone or your mobile device is secure in there. And then on the larger end of the scale, they've got another articulating arm. Again, slightly larger buttons. Again, we have the tilt and pan access, but then it's also telescopic. right? And then the addition to that is they've got sort of the mini VCT system on the top there. And so if you are using some monitor systems and you just want to build out your camera or take apart your camera, or you're just making a lot of changes throughout the day, this is simply just slides in and clips in. So it's a really amazing system for that. I just press the button, it's on, it's off. There we go. There we go, bada bing, bada boom. And again, you can just make those quick adjustments right on the fly and loosen, tighten, extend. I think you get the drill. Then I'm gonna go through a couple other things as well. If you've got a tablet, for example, they've got this great tablet holder, very similar to the small mobile telephone holder. Again, you just tighten, loosen, and it fits fairly large tablets. So even if you've got like a stand or something that you're controlling some DMX systems through, or you're actually controlling your camera system through maybe just using a smaller tablet, it's going to fit a variety of those tablets, and you'll be able to rig it through a 1/4 plate as well. Then they got this little like magic army sort of thing that you can just wrap around. It's just you know, these articulating pressure arms. We've seen things like this before, but now Shape's got their own, and it's pretty robust. Feels like it's gonna kind of stay in position quite well. So a variety of uses for something like this. And then some Atomos products as well. So if you've got an Atomos recorder, they've got systems for both rigging on a top plate and then HDMI savers as well for the side. So all super, super robust. I think I've said the word robust about 12,000 times already in this video, so perhaps you get what I'm getting at. And last but not least, I'm going to show you this really great feature. So if you're using V-mount batteries or even gold mount, you can get a gold mount to V-mount adapter. But if you are using V-mount power, they've got this V-mount sort of power box. And they also, what I don't have with me today is they do now have V-mount batteries in 3 different watt-hour types or sizes. But this is a really cool little adapter because it allows for a bunch of things. Okay, there's an on-off button, which is of course to be expected. But then you have a variety of different power outs. The ones to be expected, you've got your LEMOs, you've got 3 different DC volt things here. You've got, by the looks of it, 5, 8, and 12 volt. And then you've got your D-tap. And then of course, what I really love is that you have your USB as well. And so for example, if you are powering your camera in terms of the user interface through a mobile device, for example, so whether it's Arri Alexa, Red Camera, maybe it's even your A7 III, for example, that you can power it through here, that you're not going to lose any of your power on your mobile device throughout the day. So you can kind of keep it powered through the phone, through the device itself. And then now this is great because it's got a we're next to a major street, by the way, if you haven't noticed. So hence the sirens. Now, if you do have V-mount on the back of your camera already, this will just slot right in. However, if you are using mirrorless camera, for example, or you don't have that ability to power off of a V-mount back, then there's a little device here that, again, like their mini VCT system, will slot on, and then you just need a cage and a rail system, and then you can just place this on the cage, and it will fully rotate. Let me just go here, so you can sort of position it, you know, slide it on the rails, and then you can sort of position it however you like, and then mount the V-mount battery on there itself. So a really great system. And, you know, just like you would expect from Shape when it comes to all their hardware products, so non-electronic products, but their specific hardware products, it's all a lifetime warranty on it. So if it gets damaged for some reason that was unexpected, like you didn't, you know, chuck it off the 80th floor of a office tower, then they're going to cover that for the rest of your life. You just send it in, they send you another one, or they fix it, whatever. And so you know that when you break one of these things, that they've got your back. And I think that's really important, and that factors in to the investment that you make in these products. And that's really it. Thanks so much for watching this week. And as always, go out there, have some fun, and happy shooting.